heart of Florida's great Northwest. It's radio. Indeed it is. This is Pat Crawford, hoping you'll stay with us for the next several minutes anyway, enjoying some music and conversation here in our stage studio located in the Museum of Commerce in the historic Pensacola Village. And broadcast tonight on WUWF 88.1 FM. We are listener supported, and we mean that. Radio from the University of West Florida. What a great audience. Give yourselves another hand. Amazing, just amazing. Can't believe we got this many people in the museum tonight. This is fantastic. Thank you all for coming out for this. We're going to start with a friend that we've had on RadioLive many times over the years, and we've been doing this for many years. She has not changed at all over the years. She's just like she was when we had her on 15 years ago. Jamie Anderson describes herself as folk without the Birkenstocks, country without the big hair, pop without the meat dress, and jazz without the weird chords. She has 11 recordings to her credit, including her most recent release, The Truth Appears, and her music has been featured on Good Morning America, the Dr. Demento radio show, NPR's Car Talk, and stations all over the world. She's also an author. Her memoir, Drive All Night, Taking My Shirt Off for Amy Ray and Other True Tales from a Touring Folk Singer, was published in 2014, and she's just published An Army of Lovers, Women's Music of the 70s and 80s. Her many awards includes finalist in the Mid-Atlantic Song Contest in the jazz category, finalist in the USA Songwriting Competition for her song Your Mama Scares Me, and the Jane Schleisman Award for Outstanding Contribution to Women's Music. Please join me in welcoming Jamie Anderson.
Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure to be here. I know that some of you are probably looking outside and thinking, a pleasure. Well, I live in Canada, and right now it's 14 and snowing, so yes, it is a pleasure. I have a bunch of breakup songs, but I haven't written any about me recently because I've been too happy. And besides, I married this one. But a friend of mine recently went through a really terrible breakup, and I figured she needed a song, so I wrote her one. Another long-distance call on my dime. This relationship's nothing but a long, hard climb. I'm calling from a payphone 'cause I don't have a cell. You say you're out of minutes, I'm out of time as well. Out of minutes, out of hours, out of days, out of time. The way we wasted love, especially mine. Out of lust, out of patience, out of sanity. Your love cost me big, but breaking up was free. We tried to be friends, but you left me alone. When I had that accident, you didn't even phone. At first I was surprised, then it hit me like a brick. Once again I'm left listening to that old clock tick. Out of minutes, out of hours, out of days, out of time. The way we wasted love, especially mine. Out of lust, out of patience, out of sanity. Your love cost me big, but breaking up was free. Gonna move to a minor key, but I won't stay there long. Gonna take some time for me, then send you this song. Maybe not, 'cause we're out of minutes, out of hours, out of days, out of time. The way we wasted love, especially mine. Out of lust, out of patience, out of sanity. Your love cost me big, but breaking up was free. Breaking up was free. Breaking up was... I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Breaking up was free. Thank you. That's actually a lot more polite than some of the breakup songs I wrote for myself. I can't do those on the air. So I live in Ottawa, in Canada, like I said. And the Ottawa River is right there. It's really beautiful. And one of my favorite things to do in the summer is to walk along the Ottawa. And one day I was walking along on a beautiful summer day, and I was watching the sailboats and thinking about when I learned to sail. I learned to sail in Long Beach Harbor on a warm and sunny day. You said, don't worry about the big ships. We have the right of way. We sailed for the open water. We pulled the mainsail tight. Over the ocean we were flying, laughing under a brilliant sky. And we were flying, flying. You never needed lessons, fearless with your teenage heart. Wind and water in your power. The rest of your life was hard. All the secrets kept you quiet. I never knew what he had done. Sailing gave you freedom, and in the dark, a shining sun. And you were flying, flying. High school graduation, you planned your escape. He seemed okay to marry. 4 children came right away. No money for a boat, far from the open sea. More secrets and another man. Did you close your eyes and dream that you were flying, flying? My mother said she saw you, grandkids by your side. You said we'd get together before we could. I heard you died. Now I seek the open water. I know I have the right of way. This legacy you left me is the wind that fills my sail. And I am flying, flying. I am flying, flying. Thank you. That's about my friend Karen. She was something. She loved to go really, really fast. So she would pull the mainsail in so tight that the sail would almost dip into the water, and we'd be hanging our butts out the other side going, "Wah!" That's what one does when one is going fast. Well, my cat is a songwriter. Some of you have cats who are songwriters. Yeah. And she said if I didn't do this song of hers that she would shred the furniture in my absence. So here's her song. I need love, but you treat me bad. I'm so angry, I'm going mad. The way you treat me is mean. I cry and you say, c'est la vie. Dry food again. Is that all you've got? Out of catnip too. There is no God. My box is dirty. Human, how come? You must clean it. You have opposable thumbs. Pat me, don't pat me, pat me, don't pat me, pat me, don't pat me, don't pat me. Am I not clear? You may touch me there, but not here, or here, or here, or wait, what? Dry food again. Where is the canned? What part of me, yow, don't you understand? Still I bring gifts. Hairballs and mice. Like Santa, I leave them in the middle of the night on your pillow. All I do, what do I get? But another visit to the vet. I'm disgusted with these toys you bought, when all I need is a cardboard box. My life is more wretched than you thought, and I'll never catch the red dot. I'll tell my cat you enjoyed that. I've got one more song to do in my first set here, and Joe Crookston is going to join me, because this is a blues tune, and what's a blues tune without a little slide guitar, right? So this is a topic I feel very passionate about. I'll make sure he's plugged in before I launch into the song. Here we go. Had a lousy day, nothing's going my way. Give it to me straight, make mine a double, get me away from all this trouble. Baskin Robbins, I think you're fine. Haagen-Dazs, will you be mine? Ben and Jerry, do you want a date? For you, I would be straight. Don't tell my wife. Mint chocolate chip, rocky road. For butter pecan, I'd sell my soul. Don't need to find God anyway. She's in my freezer every day. Baskin Robbins, I think you're fine. Haagen-Dazs, will you be mine? Ben and Jerry, will you marry me? For you I'd practice polygamy. Yea, though I walk through the valley of calories, I shall fear no evil. For thy ice and thy cream, they comfort me. And I shall dwell in the valley of ice cream forever. Joe Crookston, thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Jamie Anderson, and she will be back in the second half of the program. And the program is Radio Live, coming to you live this evening from the Museum of Commerce in the historic Pensacola Village. There are many ways that you can listen to this program. You can listen to it live, like you're doing right now, either here in person or on the station at 88.1 FM. If you miss it, you can listen to it later. We now have it available as a podcast very soon after the original broadcast, so you can listen to it that way. You can stream it online. You can listen to it on our mobile app. And you can go to our YouTube channel and just in the search bar put in WUWF Radio Live, and you can watch all of the shows, previous shows. And you can watch for people who are doing you-know-what, walking where they shouldn't. So something you might want to check out, keep score on something like that. Joining us now is a gentleman that's, this is his first time on Radio Live. We're glad to have him from the cold state of Minnesota. Dennis Warner has...
Thank you.
He has 10 albums under his belt. His breakthrough album, Seeds, was named one of the top folk CDs of 2012. Folk DJ also named him one of the top artists in folk music that same year. And Midnight Special host Rich Warren designated Seeds as his CD pick of the week on his nationally syndicated show. He's a two-time Ignite Foundation Artist Award winner and three-time finalist at the prestigious Kerrville Folk Fest Songwriting Awards. 2018, he was invited to the Round Glass Music Awards in New York City, celebrating enlightened musicians from around the globe who create music to make the world a better place. That same year, he performed for the Parliament of the World's Religions in Toronto, a worldwide gathering dedicated to finding ways to coexist in our diverse world. Also an author, his book, Beads on One String, now in its sixth printing, led to the creation of the Beads on One String Project, an elementary school curriculum focusing on the negative effects of bullying and the positive effects of recognizing our connectedness with each other. Please welcome Dennis Warner.
Hey. Thank you so much. Great to be here, and I am indeed from Minnesota. Yes, yeah, sure, you betcha. Pass me the lutefisk. No, really, please don't. All right, but we like to stay warm up there by singing, so I'm going to get everybody singing here on an a cappella song to start the show. All right, start my set. Here we go. You'll know your part when it comes around. I don't even have to rehearse you on this, all right? See the sun, how bright it shines on the nations of the earth. All who share this thing called life celebrate each day's rebirth. And this will be your part. Solar power, inexpensive energy. Solar power, inexpensive energy. Well, sister wind, we've heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the windmills in disguise, echoing this glad refrain. Solar inexpensive energy, solar power, inexpensive energy. Well, brother River, do you hear how the valley calls you down? Well, bend your rushing waters near. Make with us this joyful sound. Solar power, inexpensive energy, solar power, inexpensive energy. But how we love complexity when the answer's rather plain. Sing with us in jubilee, sing with us these joyous strains. Solar power, inexpensive energy, solar power, inexpensive energy. Big ending now. Add some harmony if you'd like. Inexpensive energy. Yeah! Woo. You all are fantastic, that's for sure. Yeah, thank you. Well, I majored in philosophy when I was in college. Now, what's so funny about that? We have long winters up there, you know. We got lots of time to think. And, well, my two favorite modern philosophers when I was in college were Mark Twain and Jimmy Buffett. And they shared a similar philosophy in that they said, never let truth get in the way of a good story. So, and I kind of agree with that as a storyteller and a songwriter. And with that in mind, I'm going to tell you that this next song is almost true. Close. It's almost true. Oh, I wrote it many years after the fact. When I graduated from high school, back in a long time ago, I took two friends with me, and we went out through the mountains to the west coast and camped along the southern Oregon coast before we headed up into Canada and across Canada back to Minnesota a month later. On an old Honda Goldwing, face to the wind, raining like buckets, soaked to the skin. Westward I rode on my two-wheeled friend through miles of endless prairie. Just 3 months to college when I took off from home. 2 days in the saddle, sore and alone. But just west of Billings, God threw me a bone. My first glimpse of the Rockies. Some things are regrettable, some things you forget, some memories more precious than gold. But nothing compares to a flatlander's stare in that first glimpse of the Rockies. Now Lewis and Clark. What they must have been thinking as those ridges came rising, their spirits were sinking. The most sober of souls could be driven to drinking at that first glimpse of the Rockies. Some things are regrettable, some things you forget, some memories more precious than gold. But nothing compares to a Flatlander stare and that first glimpse of the Rockies. So the year was 1979, and in our humanities class with Mrs. Olson, the three of us read this popular book back then. Does anybody know the name of that book that was so popular in the mid to late 70s? Jonathan Livingston Seagull is also one of my favorites, but that is not the one relating to motorcycles. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Magnets. Get a cookie over there. All right. Written by Robert Piercing, another Minnesotan. So I've thought many times about having to redo this last verse because a lot of people don't know that part of it. But now you do. It is a great book, right? It's one of the few books I've actually read 3 times. That's funny too, isn't it, that I read a book 3 times. So I was riding that June, but it was cold like in the fall. Some question my judgment, but as best I can recall, like Piercing, I did it for the zen of it all. My first glimpse of the Rockies, my first glimpse of the Rockies. Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, brand new song for you. I've got a new album coming out here. The release date is now April 1st. Well, considering it's about 2 years past due, that seemed appropriate. I don't know. Well, I'm getting the blues from watching the news. It's all messed up what's going down, and talk is cheap from those on the heap. Gotta find a way to turn it around. To build a house we need lumber and tools. To build a better world it's simple, just follow the golden rule. Makes no sense sitting on a fence watching kids taking the fall. Who'll bear the blame? Who'll share the shame? Time will tell on us all. To build a house we need lumber and tools. build a better world. It's simple, just follow the golden rule. Less of this, a little more of that, a little less judging, a little more loving. Can you feel it? A little less judging, a little more loving. Can you feel it? To build a house we need lumber and tools. To build a better world it's simple, just to follow the golden rule. Love everyone with the best intentions. Do unto others, do unto you. Love everyone with real compassion. This is the golden rule. This is the golden. Love everyone with the best intentions. Do unto others, unto you. Love everyone with real compassion. This is the golden rule. This is the golden rule. This is the golden rule. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I just have a few minutes here for my last song. I'm going to do Beads on One String, close my set here with Beads on One String. It's a song about our connectedness in the world, like beads on a necklace, and how we're all connected. We're all different sizes, shapes, and colors, but we all have this string that holds us together like this necklace. And curriculum was written around the book, and it's in elementary schools here in the United States and other countries as well, for bully prevention, and just a good reminder for kids. It's got a great chorus to sing along on. I'll point it out right here, okay? It starts out with the chorus. We're all beads on one string, every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string, we're one world. Try it out. We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string. Beads on one string. We're one world. Well, I touch, you touch, and we feel so much. When we hurt and we heal, we know love is real. And you dream, well I dream. We plan, sometimes scheme. Oh, how we love to eat. And everyone has to sleep, 'cause we're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string, we're one world. Will you laugh? Will you cry? Guess what? So do I. And we cough, we sneeze into the same air. We all breathe and we trust, we give, we die after we've lived. And we win, sometimes we're gonna lose. We're wearing the same shoes. Oh, we're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string, we're one world. each other. Oh, I say yes we are, yes we are. We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl, all with beads on one string. We're one world. Oh, we're all beads on one string. We're one world. One world. Oh, yes, we are.
Thank you, Dennis. Dennis Warner, and Dennis will also be back with us in the second half of the program. The program is Radio Live. Support for Radio Live comes from members of the RadioLive 25 who have brought this program back from the grave, made it stronger than ever, and we appreciate all their efforts for that. Support also comes from the Hilton Pensacola Beach Gulf Front, who provides accommodations for our artists, which I'm sure all of our artists coming from extreme cold climes are glad to be able to hang out on beautiful Pensacola Beach this day. Joining me now is a gentleman who has not been on Radio Live before. I've been looking forward to having him on for quite some time. Joe Crookston is a songwriter, guitarist, painter, fiddler, slide player, eco-village member, and believer in all things possible. He's like a social archaeologist plumbing for lyrical gold, named the 2016 Folk Alliance International Artist in Resident. Joe's played with Suzanne Vega, Dar Williams, David Francie, John McCutcheon, John Gorka, Judy Collins, and hundreds more. His songs are cinematic, and some are being made into award-winning films. He lives in Ithaca, New York, and tours regularly throughout the United States, Ireland, and Canada. Joe's music and performances receive critical acclaim. Sing Out magazine says, with all the performers out there, an artist who has to go beyond good, and Joe does. My favorite quote, however, is, I hate folk music, but I absolutely love Joe Crookston's music. So, here we go. Please welcome Joe Crookston.
Thank you so much. I was hell-bent on getting here. The van broke down in Alabama. And 3 hours of this and that and rentals, and I was like, I want to be with you all tonight. So glad to be with you. And I'll sing you a song here that I wrote in the Cascade Mountains called Fall Down as the Rain. When my life is over and I've gone away, I'm gonna leave this big old world and the trouble and the pain. And if I get to heaven, I will not stay. I'll turn myself around again and fall down as the rain. When I finally reach the ground, I'll soak into the side. I'll turn myself around again, come up as goldenrod. Come up as goldenrod, come up as goldenrod. I'll turn myself around again, come up as goldenrod. Come up as goldenrod, come up as goldenrod. Turn myself around again, come up as goldenrod. Then And when I turn dry and brown, I'll lay me down to rest. I'll turn myself around again as part of an eagle's nest. Part of an eagle's nest, part of an eagle's nest. Turn myself around again as part of an eagle's nest. You got one in there? Come on. Part of an eagle's nest, part of an eagle's nest. Turn myself around again as part of an eagle's nest. When that eagle learns to fly, I'll flutter from that tree. I'll turn myself around again as part of the mystery. Part of the mystery, part of the mystery. Turn myself around again as part of the mystery. Part of the mystery, part of the mystery. I turn myself around again as part of the mystery. When my life is over and I have gone away, I'm gonna leave this big old world and the trouble and the pain. If I get to heaven, I will not stay. I'll turn myself around again and fall down as the rain. Fall down as the rain, fall down as the rain. Turn myself around again and fall down as the rain. Yeah, come on. Fall down as the rain, fall down as the rain. I'll turn myself around again and fall down as the rain. About 7 months ago, I was playing a show in Alabama, down there where I broke down. And my dad lives in Alabama, and I've played 1,978 shows in my life, and it occurred to me that my dad had never been to a show before. And I wanted to get my dad to a show, because I wanted him to see me play. And so I got some tickets for him, and I got a hotel room for him, and I saved him third row seats. And there were about 150 people in the audience, and they introduced me. Please welcome Joe Crookston out on the stage. And I came out and I saw that my dad was in the third row, and I remembered, oh man, my dad's actually in the front row. And so I came out and I started singing this song right here, and I started singing, "My life is over." And I was like, you know, the pitcher in the bottom of the ninth inning in the World Series where they come out, they're all tough and they act like they don't have any emotions, they're stuffing them, right? And I was like, my dad's in the audience. And so I was trying to be tough and not break down. Oh, my life is over. And I finished the show, and the next day down at the hotel, I met up with him. He said, man, I loved your show. He goes, I didn't realize you were funny. And then he goes, and more than that, I didn't realize you sang so much like Johnny Cash. My life is over, yeah, right, yeah. Fall down. I said a little more like Tom Waits, actually. Fall down as the rain, fall down as the rain. I'll turn myself around again and fall down as the rain. Go sing it with me, come on. Fall down as the rain, fall down as the rain. I'll turn myself around again and fall down as the rain. Here we go. Fall down as the rain, fall down as the rain. Turn myself around again and fall down as the rain. Thank you so much. Well, it's so good to be with you. I was thinking, well, there's my little story about my dad. I'll tell you a little story about my mom. My mom passed away 15 years ago now. She wrote about 211 songs in her life. And she had an old D18 Martin guitar, 1976 Martin. And when she passed away 15 years ago, she left it to me in her will. And I thought, man, that's so cool. This will be my stage guitar. I'll travel around and keep the songwriting tradition alive in my family. And so I put a pickup in it, and I took it to a show, and it was horrible. One of the worst sounding guitars that I've ever. And so I put it in the case, and then I put it in the closet, and about 6 months later, I thought, I'm going to give that guitar another try, And so I took it to a show, plugged it in. It was worse than the time before. And this went on for about 7 years. I kept wanting to use that guitar on stage. And finally, I was doing some recording in Philadelphia with a guy named Jimmy Hefferman, who's a great pedal steel player, slide guitar, plays on a lot of country records. And he goes, hey, Joe, that old Martin of your mom's you were telling me about? He goes, you ought to turn it into a slide guitar. It might sound cool that way. And I said, I have no idea how to do that. What do you mean? He goes, well, you get a nut extender, and you get a metal slide and some finger picks, and you raise up the strings to play it like a slide guitar. I said, a nut what? He said, a nut extender. So I went home and I Googled nut extender. That was weird. Finally, I got to Elderly Instruments up in Michigan. And the guy, he said, yeah, we got nut extenders. I said, what is a nut extender? He said, it's a little piece that you put over the nut so you can raise it up so you can play it like a slide guitar. I said, send me 2 of them. So I've been traveling around with my nut extenders, and eventually I'm going to have signed versions over at the merch table and all that. It's going to become a thing. And so I'm going to sing you a Rattlesnake song here on my slide guitar. Yeah, Pensacola, can you hear me? Yeah. Well, I met a girl from Orangeburg, and she was a queen. She's a little bit lovely and a little bit mean. She walked in a ruby dress, across the floor with a gracefulness. And she said hi, and I said yes. She walked in the room in a ruby red dress. She's a little bit lovely and a little bit mean. She's an angel, a rattlesnake, somewhere in between. The rarest bird that I'd ever seen. She's a little bit lovely and a little bit mean. She asked me to dance and I felt like a king. She told me that I was the sweetest thing. We walked to the meadow where the honeysuckle grows, where the jasmine blooms and the moonlight glows. We swam in the river without any clothes. We slept in the meadow where the honeysuckle grows. Oh yeah. She's a little bit lovely and a little bit mean. She's an angel, a rattlesnake, somewhere in between. The rarest bird that I'd ever seen. She's a little bit lovely and a little bit mean. like fire in the cool morning air. And I turned to my love, but she wasn't there. And I looked in the pines and along the fence rail, and I called out her name to no avail. On a rock in the grass where we slept by the trail was a ruby red dress and a rattlesnake tail. Yeah, come on. She's a little bit lovely and a little bit mean. She's an angel, a rattlesnake, somewhere in between. The rarest bird that I'd ever seen. She's a little bit lovely and a little bit. It was really nice to have up in New York, in Ithaca, where I live, to have our 2.5 weeks of spring, summer, and fall. And now, as we head back into the 11 months of winter up there, I thought I would play you a winter song here. Dennis Warners, Dana and Susan Robinson, Jamie Anderson. What a thrill to play with them and get to meet up on the road and kind of get to know them a little bit. It's great to hear them play. How about a big hand for them as well? Driving home tonight on Highway 9, and the wind chill factor falling, and the ice is breaking branches, and the radio lady's talking, and maybe this is it, and maybe this is my time. 7 seconds, frozen and sublime. Maybe this is my time. And the wheels glide and slip across the center line in a counterclockwise spin. And the red lights flash, and I'm circling around again. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is my time. 7 seconds, frozen and sublime. Maybe this is my time. guardrail bar and the fishtail car in the oncoming lane. And I spin around my last countdown. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is my time. 7 seconds, frozen and sublime. Maybe this is my Pulling from the ditch, I take a breath, and I ponder home and life and death. Through the snow, looking back and forth, tap the gas, and now I'm heading north. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is my time. 7 seconds, frozen and sublime. Maybe this is my time. Maybe this is my time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Great to play for you.
Thank you, Joe. Joe Crookston. All right. And don't worry, Joe's going to be back with us in the second half of the show as well. The show is Radio Live, coming to you live from the Museum of Commerce tonight. We do this show live here in the Museum of Commerce the first Thursday of every month, and then we broadcast best of Radio Lives on subsequent Thursdays throughout the month. So lots of good Radio Live to enjoy, and also the podcast. Don't forget about the podcast. We also have podcasts of John McDonnell's acoustic interlude program as well available. So check them out at wuwf.org. All right, these folks we have had on several times over the years. It's always good to have them back. A native of the Pacific Northwest, Dana Robinson relocated to New England in the early 80s, settling in northern Vermont and building a house totally off the grid on 30 acres near the Canadian border. There he founded a popular bakery, cafe, and folk music venue. He launched into full-time touring after the release of his 1994 debut CD, Elemental Lullaby. Susan grew up with her dad's jazz big band rehearsing in the basement of their Manchester, Vermont home, and learned classical piano as a child. As an adult, she turned to oboe and Scottish fiddle. After Susan and Dana met in 2002, she took up old-time banjo and learned from the banjo greats in and around Asheville, North Carolina. Now back in Vermont, when not on the road touring, they continue to produce critically acclaimed recordings, including their most recent project, The Town That Music Saved, which was awarded the coveted Tammy from the Times Argus for Best Album in Vermont for 2019. Please join me in welcoming Dana and Susan Robinson.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
We're so happy to be back. Thank you, Pat.
Well, Pat mentioned our time in Asheville, North Carolina. We do so dearly love that city, so here's a little homage that I modeled after the old Nashville blues. We call this the Asheville Blues.
1, 2, 3.
I got the blues, those Asheville blues. I got the blues, those Asheville blues. Ain't got no home, ain't got no shoes. the mountain is high and the rent is steep. Oh, the mountain's high and the rent is steep. There's no place to park my SUV. I got the blues, those Asheville blues. I got the blues, those Asheville blues. Ain't got no home, ain't got no shoes. Do that again, ready? You can hear that. Now the people here, they treat me fine. Yeah, the people here, they treat me fine. They give me beer, they give me wine. I got the blues, and I got 'em bad. I got the blues, and I got 'em bad. My baby's gone and left me sad. I'm going out, Caledonia. I'm going out, Caledonia. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay. Help us out here. I got the blues, those Asheville blues. I got the blues, those Asheville blues. Ain't got no home, ain't got no shoes. Thank you. Well, it's true, we have moved back to Vermont. She gets to be closer to her dad, playing his trumpet still at the age of 90. And
91.
and we get to sort of get close in with our newfound community in Cabot, Vermont. How many people have ever sampled Cabot cheese? Do you ever get Cabot cheese down here? There you go. It's made in a little factory just about a mile and a half from our home. And it is sacred, hallowed ground. It is indeed. We do love our cheese. And I presented the local arts council the idea to make this album of Vermont-inspired songs, inspired by the people and the landscape and what we think of the place. And this was one of the first ones I wrote. It came just from observing. Cabot has quite a few musicians that live right in town. There's some nice little venues. Mind you, there's only 14 people in the entire town of Cabot. And everybody and their grandmother plays a banjo, I think. So this is called The Town That Music Saved. I was coming into town on the Danville Road. I saw a dozen little turkeys and a big old hen, strutting near the glory and taking their time. When you come into the village, well, you gotta slow down. Driving past the towers of the creamery, I gotta have respect for that hollow ground. I work 3 jobs like most of you, and I do anything to pay the bills when they come due. But more than anything, I like to play some tunes. You can tell by the board at the village store, there's more going on than any sane person could ever do. Everybody has got a gig to go to. We're going out to Harry's, it's a Saturday night, and the lines are tuning up in the Willie Hall. We're gonna raise some money for a trip this fall. There's an old time session at the den on Sundays, and Dunham's back line will be out on the Wooden Road. We're gonna get together and have a good time. You can tell by the board at the village store, there's more going on than any sane person could ever do. Everybody has got a gig to go to. It's just a little town that loves a song. Could it be the town that the music saved? That blackbird yonder sings every day. You can tell by the board at the village store, there's more going on than any sane person could ever do. Everybody has got a gig to go to. I was coming into town on the Danville Road. Plug it in.
So I'm going to sing a song for you. This is a song that was written by Ola Bell Reed. How many of you are familiar with Ola Bell?
Well, y'all should know about Ola Bell
You should know
Reed.
about Ola Bell Reed. She grew up, was born in Ashe County, North Carolina, and was just a treasure. She didn't write that many songs, but the songs that she wrote, people just absolutely adore. I think this is my favorite song of hers. The song is called Undone in Sorrow. It's a sad song. She described it as being, the theme as being older than the hills. And she said, it's a very, very, very sad song. And when I get done playing it, it'll be pitiful. So we're going to sing this for you. It's called Undone in Sorrow.
1, 2, 3.
Over yonder in the graveyard, where the wild flowers grow, oh, there they lay. My own true lover, she's gone from me forevermore. Fairer than sweetest flower, restless as the wild east wind, born with a love deep as the ocean. This was the girl that I did win. I left her there back in the mountains to see the world, riches to gain. When I returned, no earthly treasures could ease this heart so full of pain. They're so high upon that mountain, beneath that little mound of clay. Oh, the girl that I returned to marry, so still among the flowers she lay. I'll go away and I will wander, lay aside my earthly gain, and I'll not end there the man with riches. Undone in sorrow I remain, undone in sorrow I remain. Thank you.
Dana and Susan Robinson, they will be back with us in just a little bit as well. You're listening to Radio Live. If you're listening to the program tonight and you're not here with us in the Museum of Commerce, you are missing out. This is an incredible audience. This is a beautiful audience. And as I have said many, many times as I looked out over this audience, you are an audience made for radio, if ever there was one. Beautiful. Couldn't ask for more. All right. We're going to continue right along now with our friend Jimmy Anderson. I hope you have a dog song for this set. No, of course you wouldn't have a dog song because you're one of those cat people.
I'm one of those people. I was going to do a medley of J-Lo hits. I noticed there's a lot of polls back here, but, Jamie from the Block, Can you believe that woman is 50? What incredible shape. Good Lord. Yeah, I think I'll just play the guitar. I thought it was time for a little jazz. I was sure years ago I knew everything there was to know. Thought I knew dark from light, when to stand my ground, when to fight. And then I learned to let it be. The more gray I get, the less black and white I see. I'll tell you how it came to this. Every day was a special kiss. I fell into the arms of hope, never knowing how it'd go. And I learned to let it be. The more gray I get, the less black and white I see. Indigo or blackest night, palest pink or brightest white, it all depends on the light, on the light. And I learned to let it be. The more gray I get, the less black and white I see. The less black and white I see. So I brought the shrunken guitar because I thought we needed a little ukulele tonight, y'all. That's right. It can be a shock until you're at the door. Rest assured you always get what you pay for. They have flowers, but they're all dead bouquets. The ambience is awful at the Bad Karma Cafe. They have no menus. You get what you deserve. Roasted crow and sour grapes, then you get your just desserts. They have no specials, give your wallet right away. Everything is costly at the Bad Karma Cafe. The peas are canned, the chicken always dry. Don't forget the humble pie. Everything is bitter, a never-ending bowl. The ice cream is warm, the rest is served cold. If you don't like it, all you have to do is change. You can earn your way to the Good Karma Cafe. They have creme brulee on their endless buffet, and you never gain weight unless you want to, and you never have to pay. This is a title cut from my brand new album that just came out last year. This is called Between. There is no time for regret. Memory outlines my weariness. A book of poetry I found, a red rose pressed. The one you offered me the night I wore that lacy dress. Between the lines, between the words, no matter how they blur. Between the tears, between the lies, no matter how I cry. I don't know why, I don't know why. The truth appears between the lines. is the love? Where is the trust? When that flower turns to dust, empty words reveal what they must, telling the story of us. Between the lines, between the words, no matter how they blur, between the tears, between the lies, no matter how I cry, I don't know why, I don't know why. The truth appears between the lines. What have I learned? It's hard to know. Jumble of words, a scented rose. It could be hiding in this prose. Sometimes nobody knows. Between the lines, between the words, no matter how they blur, between the tears, between the lies, no matter how I cry, I don't know why, I don't know why. The truth appears between the lines, between the lines.
Thank you.
One of the things I love about doing this is performing and hearing other musicians, and they're all going to come out here and join me on this sing-along, and this is a sing-along for you too. I love having an audience sing with me, and I am not one of those performers who will say, sing along with me, it changes key 4 times and there's 80 verses. I will teach you this song as we go. I encourage them to dance. I don't know if they will. We're musicians, we don't dance. That's lovely. She cares about the earth. Pollution is such a bummer. She's so spiritual. Got a pagan sticker on her Hummer. She talks, and all I hear is blah, 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 blah. So that's your part. Are the words too hard? No? Okay. He talks about food and family, TV, and how much he earns. If we were outside, his tongue would sunburn. He talks, and all I hear is blah, 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 blah. Very nice. The dance floor is open. It's what you're That's awesome. It's what your dog hears when he's eating the cat food. It's the adults in a peanut it's cartoon. It's everything that you hear on Fox News. And this is for them. Next time you yammer at me, you go on ahead. I've gone to my happy place. All I hear in my head is everybody now. Blah, 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 blah. There's more. Sha la 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 ti da. Sha la 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 ti da. La 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 la. Sha la 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 ti da. La ti da. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. Do 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 do. And of course I have to do this one. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Blah blah blah. Big finish. Goodbye. Dana, Sue, Joe, and Dennis, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. That was different. You know, we spend about an hour before the show every month doing sound check, making sure that every microphone is placed exactly the way it's supposed to be so you can hear every nuance from every artist. And Jamie comes along, and she's done this before, and she decides, like at the last minute, she's going to bring everybody out, and they all stand in one cluster, and basically everything's off the rails. And so my apologies to Tom Skinner and Dale Regal, who have tried very hard tonight to make the sound the best it can be. Who knows? It sounded fine here, but I have no idea, those of you listening at home, what it sounded like. But it was a lot of fun, needless to say. So we thank them for that. And now, once again, Dennis Warner is with us, and he's alone, so we're safe.
Yeah, I got to follow that. I guess when you got to follow something like that, you just go the opposite direction. You go 180 degrees. And this has been so much fun. I just love you guys so much here. I can't. Wow. Yeah. So I guess if I want to come back, we're looking at like 2025 or something, huh? How did I drift this far? Who cut the rope that anchored me? Like peaches in a mason jar, preserving my heart from love. These walls must come down. You made it clear right from the start. Little pieces would fall to the ground. You took your own sweet time. You took your own sweet time, old friend. old friend. Running up the shore and back again, on calm seas or against the wind. If I'm in trouble, you jump on in, old friend. You tried to play your hand, intuition troubled me, drew my lines deep in the sand and buried my soul from you. I said, please, please just walk away. I'm confused when you're around. Knew the truth in what you'd say could save me from myself. You saved me from myself, old friend, old friend. Running up the shore and back again, on calm seas or against the wind. If I'm in trouble, you jump on in, old friend. My boat was not that strong to carry more than my own load. You asked if you could ride along, you travel light. You won't bring me down. These scars run deep inside, reminding me that I survived. Secrets are good, not hide. You wanted to know them all. Well, now you know them all, old friend, old friend. Running up the shore and back again, on calm seas or against the wind. You've been there through the thick and thin, old friend. Old friend. Thank you so much. So I was in Duluth for a concert, Duluth, Minnesota, up on Lake Superior, yes? There are some snowbirds down here. Yeah, it's a good time to be in Minnesota, though. There's no mosquitoes right now, so you should all be there. I do some programs in elementary schools with the Beads on One String project, and I was up there working in the Duluth schools that week, and after one of the shows that I did, I heard about a school shooting, and this was a while back, right? And I couldn't even tell you which one it is now, you know, there have been so many, and it's so sad, and here I spent the day working with these beautiful kids, you know, having so much fun, laughing, playing music. And then I get this news, and it just like confounds me of how this is happening. And I walked down to the shore of Lake Superior and sat on the rocks under a full moon and wrote this song. Take a little seedling and we plant it in the ground. With a hope and a prayer it'll grow up strong. Faith that the future will someday come along. Try to believe in, and to have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Help me out. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. sound beautiful. Now we do a little dreaming, plant it in our hearts. With a little bit of love, it'll grow each day. Warning our children to never be afraid. Is there a better dream worth dreaming? We need to have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. We need to have a little faith in the world. Trust, believe in forgiveness, healing. Trust, believe in forgiveness, healing. Trust, believe in forgiveness, healing. Trust, believe in forgiveness and healing. Have a little faith in the world. Whoa, 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 faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Whoa, have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith in the world. Whoa, have a little faith in the world. Faith in the world. Have a little faith. Yes. Have a little faith, everybody.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that.
For my last song tonight, and thanks to the RadioLive crew, you guys rock. You're just awesome. Wow. And it's always fun as a musician when you barely are done with sound checks and people are lining up and coming in, an hour and a half early before the show. That just makes you feel great. So awesome. I wrote this next song, this last song. In North Platte, Nebraska. Anybody from Nebraska? Yeah? In the Motel 6 there. You know the places. They were closing the interstate on me. I was heading out to Denver. And so I had to take the exit, and I think I got one of the last motel rooms in town. So I was so grateful to have a place. I didn't have to sleep in the van. And anyway, so I finished this song up there about 2 o'clock in the morning, and probably drove my neighbors crazy. But I was just on a roll. You just got to do it. So if any of you were in that Motel 6 that night, I'm sorry. Song about gratitude. I am just so grateful. I've been doing this now, 36 years I've been on the road. Yeah. And I absolutely love what I'm doing. I love the traveling. I love the experiences and meeting new people. And so this is a song about gratitude. It's a good thing when the doves give their warning, the coming of morning, the new day is near. It's a good thing when the highways start humming, our world is a buzzing, we're leaving the hive. And it's a very good thing when the sun gets to shining, the water is warming, it's time we jump in. But on On the shores we might linger, waiting round for the tide. New gifts from the ocean unveiling the bride. It's a good thing when baby is sleeping. New parents go stealing precious moments alone. It's a good thing when the lovers are loving, the strummers are strumming their songs of the heart. And it's a very good thing when the moon starts glowing, the stars are all pointing lost sailors back home. Still I question the reason of things I can't know, like the love of a woman who once let me go. It's a good thing to remember that rejection is just God's protection from things we can't see. It's a good thing to be grateful and loving, not hateful and judging as I once might have been. It's a good thing when we hear children singing, young voices are bringing tomorrow's surprise. And it's a very good thing in the quiet of evening when I feel your soft breathing. It's a very good thing.
Dennis Warner, yeah. All right, I wanted to remind you all of the artists tonight here in the hall with us, they will be over at the merchandise table after the show's over, and you should go over there and visit with them, check out some of their merchandise, take some of their music home with you tonight to remember this evening by. And they're very approachable. I can tell you that right now. They're good people, so you might want to do that. In the meantime, we've got our friend Mr. Joe Crookston back here on the stage with us. Joe?
I hold the camera facing me, the perfect angle, tap the screen. Bring it close, zoom in, photography, I don't like what I see. I look tired and weathered, look at those sleep scars and scary hair. If you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, if you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, shifting the lens, focus in to the shimmering down underneath the skin, to the back roads and the bottom and the valley I'm in, capture that. There's a lot more than tired. Weather, look at those sleep scars and scary hair. If you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, if you could see me beneath this flesh Take the camera, put it down, out the door, into town, and all the faces and the bodies and the eyes on the move, huddled by doors with more to do. They look tired and weathered. Look at those sleep scars and scary hair. And if you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, if you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, if you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, I'd take the camera facing me, the perfect angle, tap the screen, bring it close, zoom in. Photography, I don't like what I see. I look tired and weathered. Look at those sleep scars and scary hair. If you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, and if you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, and if you could see me beneath this flesh and bone, if you could see me beneath this flesh and
Thank you so much. Well, my name is Joe Crookston. I live in Ithaca, New York. If you're a guy from Ithaca, when you're at a show, a lot of, hey, where are you going next? I go, I'm going back to Ithaca. And then some smart dude in the audience will be like, oh, like Odysseus, right? You know? And, you know, I'm like, shut up. All the great books that we're all supposed to read, but none of us ever do, right? The Odyssey. And if you're a guy from Ithaca making his way back for 20 years to Ithaca, you better read the Odyssey. So, you know, if you remember, he comes back to Penelope and their child, and she's waiting and weaving, and finally, after 20 years, he gets back, and she doesn't believe it's him. She says, if it's you, you're the only person I know that can shoot a bow and arrow through the 12 holes of 12 axe handles. And he pulls the bow, brrr, and he does it. And she's like, not impressed. And then she says, there's only one person, it's Odysseus, who would know the bed that we made love in and our child was conceived in was made out of what? And Odysseus knew it was made out of the wood of the olive tree. And at that moment, Penelope jumped up and wrapped her arms around him. They made wild, passionate love, and it was. And I was thinking, that's not the way it works when I get home from tour. And so I had to write my Odyssey song. This is called "The Olive Tree."
It's been 5 years, I'm on my way home, and our little one is waiting, you are weaving alone. And I've been fighting through these waters and the demons of the sea. I'm coming back to you, Penelope. It's been 10 years, it's been harder than I thought, and the gods are conspiring like the Trojans that I fought. And our little one is growing, and each night you thread and weave. I'm coming back to you, Penelope. And I'll return as a beggar, not the king of all the men. And on the shores of Ithaca, I'll come to you, and then I'll string the bow and arrow, and I'll win you back again. After all these years, I still believe I will arrive to a father-child reunion and make love to you, my bride. And all the suitors, they come knocking, they don't know the olive tree. I'm coming back to you, Penelope. I'm coming back to you,
Thank you very much. I would like to say thank you very much. Great to play for you all tonight, and I've been looking forward. I just want to say one last thing before I walk off, is that we songwriters and troubadours driving around, breaking down in Alabama, and the van is smoking, and I'm like, am I going to be able to get there? And then you show up, and these beautiful faces cheering you on, listening to the words, and there is nothing like it. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting Radio Live. Thank you so much.
Well, hello again. All right, so I got a little something for you. Ready? Repeat after me. You ready? Rook sugaroo. Sugar-roogaroo. Sugar in the cream jar, how do you do? I'm just on the railroad, fada-fada-ray. Not bad. Johnny comes picking on the banjo. This is a bit of our history. It's an Irish tune, railroad tune. Goes back to the 1840s. We'll play a modern interpretation here called Pat Do This. Does it feel a little bit like a locomotive? Just a little bit? That was your part, you know. Oh, Pat, do this, Pat, do that. Without our shoes, without cravat. There's nothing in the world but an old straw hat to work along the railroad. Rook sugaroo, sugar-roo-roo. Sugar in the cream jar, how do you do? I'm just on the railroad, fada-fada-ray. Johnny comes picking on the banjo. Oh, 1842, I didn't know what I should do. Sail across the ocean blue to work along the railroad. Rook sugaroo, sugar-roo. Sugar in the cream jar, how do you do? I'm just on the railroad, fada-fada-ray. Johnny comes picking on the banjo. '43, I sailed out across the sea. I didn't expect to see poor me working on the railroad. Rook sugaroo,
sugar-roo. Sugar in the cream jar, how-do-you-do? I'm just on the railroad, fada-fada-ray. Johnny comes speaking on the banjo.
I landed on a foreign shore. I didn't expect to see me more. Working on the railroad, rook sugar-roo, sugar-roo. Sugar in the cream jar, how-do-you-do? Oh, I'm just on the railroad, fada-fada-ray. Johnny comes speaking on the banjo. On we'll take a ride. Here we go, side by side. Here we go, side by side. Johnny comes speaking on the banjo. Rook sugar-roo, sugar-roo. Sugar in the cream jar, how-do-you-do? I'm just on the railroad, fada-fada-ray. Johnny comes speaking on the banjo. Rook sugar-roo, sugar-roo. Sugar in the cream jar, how-do-you-do? Just on the railroad, fada-fada-ray. Johnny comes speaking on the banjo. Thank you. Well, this next song is about water. Well, I mean, days like today and yesterday, there seems to be an abundance of water. We were sitting down to dinner last night after driving 7 hours from north of Asheville, North Carolina, down to Montgomery, and Sue looked at me and she says, "You got buggy eyes," because I was like looking at my glasses through the windshield with the rain and the cars and the headlight, you know how. So there's a lot of rain. It's got nothing to do with this song, though.
We were in Yosemite a few years ago when California was experiencing their serious several-year-long drought. And we were thinking about John Muir and Hetch Hetchy and all the issues that California has and that we all may have with drought at different times. So
there very well may be something called seawater intrusion here in this beautiful place underneath our feet. So just about wherever you go, there's water issues. And this one's called John Muir's Walking Blues. What you gonna do when the well runs dry? What you gonna do when the well runs dry? Hang your head and commence to cry. Hit the road and say goodbye. You got the John Muir blues. I've got John Muir's walking blues. What you gonna do when the rains don't come? What you gonna do when the rains don't come? Remember the year the Okies fled, and now you've made the very same bed. You'll have the John Muir blues. I've got John Muir's walking blues. There was water in the ground and in the mountains high. Now the valley sunk down and the snowpack is dry. Big Ag is playing like Chinatown. If you want your pastures green, you got to lay your money down. You'll have the John Muir blues. I've got John Muir's walking blues. I am walking back to a holy land where mountains and valleys forever stand. You can damn hetchy, it'll do no good. You still be thirsty and hungry too. You'll have the John Muir blues. I've got John Muir's walking blues. You'll have the John Muir blues. I've got John Muir's walking blues.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, before we go, I just kind of want to echo what Joe was saying about how just what a miracle it is that we can all make it here together, and what a gift it is to sing for you, and what a gift it is that you come to this. Thank you for being here so much. Thank you very much. And we want to especially thank Pat and all of the people here doing the work, making this happen. Thank you all so very much. The sound, the lights, Enid, all the volunteers. So we have one more song for you tonight, and I want to share this with you. It's kind of how soon I have sort of maintained our sanity these last few years. And I realized at one point I was feeling kind of depressed and full of anxiety, and I realized that what I had was a case of the too much bad news syndrome. And what I did was I unplugged from all media for about a week, and I slowly felt myself coming back to me. And it was a wonderful feeling.
Do you relate?
And, you know, we need to know what's going on. Yes, we do. But we also need to know when to say, whoa, wait a minute. I have to take a few chill days and remember what it's like to do something as simple as just pick up a nice book to read, you know, and go for a walk, things like that. So I wrote this song to sort of help me remember that. The song is called Shine. It's just one word. And that's how the chorus goes. Just one word. We say it 4 times, but I thought you might like to sing along with us. What do you think? Yeah. Easy peasy?
All right,
Thank
easy
you.
peasy.
And, you know, could we just have a round of applause for all the other music that played today? Just amazing for us to hear. Thank you. All right. So this song is for you all. This is called Shine. I say, hey, now what's going on? Listen up to this here song. I tell you about people in this old town trying to find a way to turn things around and make it shine, 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 shine. Make it shine, 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 shine. Tell me all about the promised land that we can taste and touch and understand. Tell me about a country that don't tear us apart, someplace near and close to our hearts, where we can shine, 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 shine. Where we can shine, 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 shine. Well, I've had enough of the likes of you, with your golden crown in your emperor's shoes. They say the harder they come, the harder they fall. No, we won't build your border wall. We're gonna shine, 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 shine. We're gonna shine, 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 shine. So when I finally leave this world, I'll come back as something beautiful. Song of a bird, strong like a stone. Something never ever shown. Help us out. But I'm gonna shine, 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 shine. I'm gonna shine, 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 shine. Yeah, we're gonna shine, shine, shine. We're gonna shine, 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 shine. Thank you all
Thank
so
you
very
so
much.
much.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Thank you, Dana and Susan. Thank you, Jamie Anderson. Thank you, Dennis Warner. Thank you, Joe Crookston. What a wonderful evening. Radio Live is a production of WUWF Public Media at the University of West Florida. Our technical director and mix master is Dale Regal. Our house sound is engineered by Tom Skinner. Master control this evening is being masterfully controlled by Joe Vincenza. Our videographers are Teresa Clark, Chuck Dunlop, and Ian Williams. Our video director is Quentin Williams. Our house managers are Trish Allison, Jenny McKeon, and Namarek Heitman. Our stage manager is everybody's favorite Jewish mother, Enid Siskin. This is Pat Crawford reminding you to keep your mind on your driving, your heart on the coast, and your dial on public radio. Good night, everybody.